Hey y'all! Well, we're in a undisclosed location down in Florida doing a remote video, and you'll see why here in a minute. I was down here visiting my partner and taking care of him during his surgery thing, and I brought down this little amplifier to give him an upgrade to his audio system that's hooked up to his TV and his whole little entertainment system. And originally, he hooked up this dinosaur old receiver that he had when he was in high school and these Cambridge Soundworks speakers. And the speakers I was more impressed with than the receiver. And we had to hook up his TV that only had optical out to the RCA jacks on the old receiver with a little budget spitif little box, and it was okay. One of the main problems was the only way you could play like background music was by playing like YouTube video music. One of the things we both like listening to is this lo-fi channel, and to play that you had to run YouTube on the TV, and there was no way to connect the phone to it. So I thought, you know what, this little box might be a perfect solution to his needs as far as having background music and being able to have music or sound with his TV through some nice speakers. So the other thing that we ran into several times was we'd be watching a TV show, want to change the volume, and the old receiver had no remote. And the TV remote sound no longer works, obviously, because we're using the optical out. And so you'd have to get up and turn the knob on the receiver. And this little box would solve all of those problems. So Aiyima A80. And doing some research on this, this is definitely a step up from their earlier popular A07 stereo amp. This one has the same TPA 3255 chip, but this one has the PFFB feedback that the A70 had that I really liked. And I've been waiting to do a video or review on this because I couldn't really come up with a good use case for this for me. The A70 made sense. It had balanced inputs. It was roomier where I could put upgrade chips in it really easily. It had socketed op amps and all that kind of stuff. And for a hi-fi system, that made more sense. But for a use like this, where we need a bunch of inputs, this little box is perfect. So this doesn't have XLR inputs. It's got RCAs, it's got optical, it's got coax. It does have tip ring sleeve jacks too, but we're going to be using the optical and the Bluetooth, and it's got the OCC 3040 Bluetooth chip that uses the Bluetooth 5.1, and it's got the, and I'm looking at my tech notes here, it's got the aptX-HD modern Bluetooth implementation that sounds really good. And we'll go over that when we talk about the subjective review of this. And as you know, I don't do objective testing on these little boxes. There's Amir and, from Audio Science Review and other folks do in-depth testing with the SYNAD and all that stuff. I don't even try to compete with them on that. I just try to find a nice use case for these little boxes and give subjective reviews. So this one does have the, the ESS 9038 Q2M, which is the latest Sabre DAC chip in it, which is what converts the optical to the amplifier itself. And so it gives that functionality that the A70 doesn't have. And the A70 doesn't have Bluetooth either. So it's more of a hi-fi separate, where this is more of like an all-in-one little box that works fantastic for kind of an AV setup like we're doing. So here's what the unit looks like in place, and it's keeping company here with Kirby, and here's what the old big unit looks like. And then here is the speaker system that it's using. And it's got these little, and they're probably 3-inch square little satellite speakers with a sub box. And it was made 40 years ago by this Cambridge Soundworks that was up in the Boston area. And they said they got it at a HiFi store up near Boston. And so wasn't sure what those were going to sound like either, because with the old receiver they were kind of they were okay. And I'm not sure if some of it was the little cheap optical Spitif box or what, but it wasn't real impressive sounding. So what does this little guy sound like? I'm really impressed, especially with the Bluetooth implementation. I know a lot of people poo-poo on Bluetooth, and yeah, for like super high def, it's not what I would choose, but for what this is being used for like background music, just to be playing in the house, it's fantastic. And it's such a simple implementation of getting some music into your house, that being able to just go to your phone, and whether you're using Amazon Music or YouTube Music or whatever you're using to stream into your phone, it just goes seamlessly right to this little box and out to the system. So it does come with a remote that's got a lot of nice functions on it. You can select the inputs pretty easily. I will say that for selecting the inputs, the input selector button on the remote, it changes the text on this little tiny box in the corner of the front display that it's impossible to see unless you're like at near field or desktop kind of use. So for what we're using it for, when you're sitting 6 or 7 feet away from it, you can't even begin to see the little thing changing. But you can use the menu button and go into the input select, which does the whole face, and then you can pick the input that you want, and that is visible from a distance. Now, the only recommendation I would have for Aiyima on a redesign for this would be that when you hit the select button, that it changes the screen and shows you, like optical, Bluetooth, or whatever in big text, so you can see it from across the room. That would be a very nice feature. And some of my other equipment does that. Like I know my Centaurus DAC does that. When you change the input, it shows you just on big letters on the screen. So it's much easier to see from across the room. But there is a workable solution. So also hooked it up to the TV, was able to get rid of the little Spitif box that he was using, hooked the optical cable straight into this unit, and it sounds really nice too. It definitely sounds better than this cheap little Spitif box he was using. We tried that as well and did the RCA ends using that other adapter box, and going straight in with optical to this new A80 was definitely cleaner sounding. But honestly, I think the Bluetooth sounds better than the optical in does off of this TV playing the same YouTube video, this lo-fi girl that we like for background music. And so I'm not sure if it's the output on the TV isn't quite as good as the Bluetooth from his new Apple phone is, or maybe there's a different def video audio coming through when you're playing the actual video versus YouTube music. I'm not sure. But anyway, both of them sound plenty good for what we're doing. And then for movies, it sounds awesome. And these little SoundWorks speakers, I'm going to do a video about them too, maybe even later this week, do a little history on them. I'm blown away how great these tiny little speakers sound. I tried playing some Qobuz off my phone straight into this thing using the USB cable, and those little speakers sound amazing. So what has this thing got going for it? It's definitely better than the A07. it comes with a whole bunch of different inputs and capabilities that the cheaper units don't have. For real hi-fi use, I would probably still use the A70 and put some upgraded op amps in it. But for this use, this little box is great, just right out of the box. So highly recommend it for this sort of a use. Again, for hi-fi use, I would probably get the A70, but for AV use, this one makes a lot more sense. It's also got a fun display on the front that you can either set up for a single or dual view meters, or it's got the little graphic display with the bouncing colors, bouncing bars that looks really fun too. And so you can kind of pick if you want it to look old school or more modern. It's definitely a lot smaller than the unit we're replacing it with, and just feel like we're got something that's in this century that we're using now. So anyway, that's going to be kind of my review of this. Hopefully this is helpful. If it was and you found this video useful, please subscribe to the channel. Please like the video. Thanks to all you Patreon supporters and you folks that regularly view my videos. I really appreciate you guys. Again, if you haven't subbed, please sub. We're getting close to 20K subs, which will be a great milestone for the channel. And appreciate all you other folks that do things to help support the channel. And again, apologies to Aima. It's taken me a little while to come up with a good use case to base this review off of, but I think we really nailed what this little box is great for and who would benefit from using it. And thanks again for watching the video. And until next time, have a nice day.